is it fair to assume that the email outbound that we do is just to figure out what the exact problem hits with people? And then from there on, we see like, okay, the problem that we're hitting with is a product solving it. And that's where the demo calls and discovery calls are. Is that a fair assumption?
Of course, yeah. You want to find exactly where the market's at, the very specific problem you solve for, and that's exactly what you target. You're just like pushing a needle straight in to that one point. Your tool could do 100 things, but a lot of the times it's one thing that draws everybody in, and then you upsell and you give them more stuff. You know what I mean? So like you want to find that exact pressure point on them, and you just push, and you continuously push until you run out, which takes a hell of a long time, by the way, even in small markets.
Yeah. The other idea too, I just want to expand on is, and Andrew talked about this in week 1 module, but understanding the intent of when your buyer, your potential buyer is ready to buy is really important. So to give you an example of that, I'm going to give you our ICP, right? You guys, a lot of you guys went through Y Combinator, right? Y Combinator has 2 cohorts every year, right? A winter batch and a summer batch. At the end of the cohort, there's demo day, right? Where most of the startups are pitching investors looking to raise their seed round of funding, right? A lot of them are signing term sheets. A lot of them are, have already closed deals and moving on. So if my ICP, I know at that point when they get their first check, they're ready to kind of start ramping up their customer acquisition models and understanding sales. If I put my messaging in front of them right at the end of demo day, I know it's going to hit and it's going to resonate, right? Because the intent to make a purchase is very high, or the intent to use this type of service is very much applicable to where they are at scale, right? So it's understanding where your customer lives, right? And understanding where the intent is the most highest when they would be receptive to hearing your message, right? We had a client, I don't know if I told you this, I think I might have mentioned it, but he used to just basically look at Quora boards, like Quora messages, and just respond to messages in there, like technical messages about whatever it was. And he would give them answers and then redirect them to the website. And he was booking like a dozen discovery calls a week based off of that. It was insane. It was actually higher than that, right? So it's just like getting creative on how you think about where your prospect lives and how to get in front of them at the right time, right? Like another example would be accountants, right? Everyone has to file taxes by April 15th, right? You start prospecting like in February, March, right? And then the closer you get to that April 15th cutoff date deadline, like the more receptive they are to listening to your message if you are relevant, right? Like that's Andy's thing. Same concept, right? Just figuring out where they live when the intent is the highest. That's it.